Andrew McCart, iFLTV, delighted. And it's been a while, Mr. Kalle Sauerland. How's life?
How's it been, mate? I've been well, you know, busy. Looking forward to Saturday night. I think we've got a real British blockbuster in the making here. It's an arena that sparks so many memories, so many memories. I mean, I remember actually my first fight, sounds like I actually fought him. My first fight with Eddie was in here with David Hay or Eddie Harrison.
And who won that one?
Oh, we certainly won that. I can't remember if we won it in 2 rounds or 3 rounds. I just remember it wasn't remembered for the best of reasons. We've put on better fights since then, but that Hay era up here was a special one. And then, you know, we also had obviously the Groves Eubank night. You know, sparks a lot of memories. Just some fantastic nights. You know, the Eubank Smith fights more recently. Even the Misfits, you know, the Prime card up here, you know, was a mad night. You know, one of the biggest selling pay-per-view events of all time. So lots of memories standing here, and I think Saturday night live on DAZN, you're going to see Harlem Eubank absolutely smash and grab this. They've gone to sleep on the other side. They've absolutely gone to sleep. I don't know what they've been up to, rebranding, putting new brands.
What did you make of all? What did you make of the rebrand, the new format?
It's very fancy, yeah. But I'm not worried about the rebrand. I'm worried about, you know, Jack Catterall Saturday night. So while they're thinking about their rebrand, we come in the back door and we're gonna absolutely smash it Saturday night. Harlem Eubank is gonna launch himself on the world scene. I'd say on the British scene.
He's been there.
But he's had an average of 2 million viewers for his last fights. And admittedly, this is a massive step up. Jack Catterall is the real deal. Jack Catterall is a world-class
Right time
operator.
for Harlem then to get Jack Catterall?
We will find out. But people, if you watch it on Saturday night on DAZN, because it's a fascinating battle. And I'll tell you why it's so fascinating. Catterall has nothing to study. Eubank can watch him fight top-level opposition. He's going into enemy territory. He knows the map. We've seen Catterall excellent. We've seen him not so good. We've seen him in against the best. We've seen him fight different styles. We know everything about him. He's been fighting since 2012. Eubank has only been fighting since 2017. So what exactly have they been studying? What are they preparing for? What are they so confident about? You know, I saw Sam Jones, you know, Poundland's version of Eddie Hearn, right, up there saying that, you know, he's been around for, he has been around ages, mate. He's been fighting since 2017, right? So what exactly are you basing this stuff on, Sam, right? What is it? Because there is no footage of him against Progress, against Linares, against Josh Taylor twice. There isn't there. He's been in with the best, so we can see all that. We can work on that. We can work on enemy territory. What are you going to base it on with Harlem Eubank? His 2 biggest fights have been Schwarzkopf and Tyron McKenna, who, by the way, Catterall's also fought. so like, the absolute horse dung that people talk to sell fights, and I get it. And I love Sam Jones. He's a great addition to boxing because people who talk, they attract eyeballs to the sport. But that was an absolute moment up there, absolute shocker. You know, so it is what it is, though. Saturday night, none of us are in that ring. It is Harlem and Jack and the ref, and we will see. I'm so excited just to find out. I am super excited just to find out what we're dealing with here. You know, so I think we're up for a blockbuster. Yeah, I really mean that.
You reminded Eddie up there that first fight with Eddie, you won with Eddie Harrison. Again, going back to you, Harlem Eubank, sort of like his coming out party. It might be like you talked about. You just gave a passionate speech there on why you think and
that. Was it a speech?
Yeah, I think it was more of a that was a nice little speech. What does it mean for you though to get one over on him? Because we've seen promoters going at each other and that. What does it mean for Kalle to go get one up on Eddie Hearn?
I don't know. I think we use it a bit to sell fights, and I think that like last year, I think it really worked well with Eddie and Frank. I think because they didn't do any fights for so many years. I'll be honest with you. On the way up here, I'm thinking, right, can I make a thing about we're 25, 23 up? And that's literally the levels we're talking about. We've done so many fights over so many years that I wouldn't be able to count. And even said, shall I pull out some 6-rounders? You know, I mean, we could. He's coming through the back door in Germany with Rocky Fielding nicking it off Tyron Zeuger. You know, he created a scandal after the Abraham Paul Smith fight. There was no scandal there. I put in the second fight and it tanked, right? So, you know, it was like, so yeah, he's done a couple of those. I mean, but you know, I've also had I've had some sweet successes as well. But at the end, you know, we work well together, and I've always said, you know, working around the World Boxing Super Series, but also before that the Super 6. Now I'm going back
way back
17, 18 years now, showing my age. But I believe that, you know, yeah, we've all got to have our egos as promoters, and yeah, we've got to fluff our feathers and, you know, puff our chests out. But we've got to work with each other, man, because that's the only way you put on big fights. I can't think of any big fight in the history of boxing, like big fight, which has involved just one promoter. It might be an association with, it might be co-promote. It doesn't really matter. The fans don't care. They don't care who's promoting it. It doesn't change it, right? They want to see the fight. They want to see the talk before the fight. And there, you know, some promoters are funnier than others. But at the end of the day, it's about the fighters. Come on, you know. So, but yeah, of course I want to get one over on Eddie Saturday.
That's what I was aiming for. Kalle, one final one. I know you're pressed for time. I do appreciate your time and doing this interview with me. I want to get your thoughts on Tyson Fury and sort of like what's been said overnight. With Tyson says he'll come back for Usyk, Turki Al-Sheikh saying that he's back in 2026, and Tyson saying trilogy. And he's already selling tickets, Tyson.
I say, first of all, normally when Turkey says something, it happens. So I would go 80-20 that it happens now. And for very, very, very selfish reasons, I want Tyson Fury to stay in boxing. Right? And that's for selfish
Me
reasons.
too.
As a fan, as the media, as a promoter involved in the sport, he is a massive asset for boxing. Come on, anyone, you can't deny it. He's a flag bearer of the sport. You know, he's got a Netflix series. He's everywhere. My missus watches it or his family on Netflix. You know, I haven't even watched it. She's watched it. So he's just such an ambassador for the sport. So of course, for selfish reasons, if I were him though, I'd be staying on that Garda Lake or Como Lake where he was recently. Look fantastic. Why the hell would you want to come back and get punched in the nose? And there's figures floating around, whether they're true or not. They'll be close though about what he's earned. So why on earth, on planet Earth, would you want to get punched in the mouth with that in your bank?
For the love of the sport, Kalle. For the love of the sport.
Beautiful missus, lovely family. I would be so far from a boxing ring. You know, it's just incredible. So, but the DNA is fighting. Let's not forget that. The DNA is fighting. And for selfish reasons, I want to see him stay. So yeah, I think it happens.
Do you think for another selfish reason that we'll get the Joshua fight?
Look, I think for both of them, it's the biggest fight out there right now. That can change. That can change tomorrow. You know, Dubois beats Usyk, and everyone's sort of forgetting Dubois this morning. You know? He's selling tickets for the Usyk fight next time. He's got to beat Dubois in 2 weeks. That's a tougher fight than people think. And you know, it will all depend on, you know, where's AJ at, right? Where's he at sporting-wise? Where's Tyson at sporting-wise? They're at the age of their careers where things go down a slippery slope pretty quick and pretty dramatically in boxing, and you've got to be careful there. You know, I remember when Roy Jones, suddenly overnight the jab went. It's like, what? Massive Roy Jones fan. It went from one fight to the next. The jab just went. The reactions weren't the same. There wasn't the speed. And yeah, heavyweights different. They obviously haven't got the speed of Roy Jones. Roy did fight a heavyweight.
Yeah, he fought in heavy.
But it wasn't the best. There was not the Roy Jones that I've got in my head. But it's like, you know, where they're really at. Where are they at, sporting-wise? You know, and yeah, but look, who in the UK is not going to tune into Fury, AJ Fury, whichever way around you want to bill it, but it's an enormous fight in the UK. I'd say globally, probably the Usyk fight is undisputed. So you've got that sort of rhetoric around it, but come on, you know, for the UK, we've got to see AJ Joshua once.
Definitely.
AJ Joshua.
Again, being selfish
Fury
again.
once.
You're right.
But you know what I mean? Again, it's like we talk as, you know, UK fans, UK promote, whatever it is. It's UK centric vision on it. The American fans will have different opinions on it. They'll probably want to see Wilder in the mix.
Definitely. As the house lights came on, Kalle, I think that's a sign for us to
kicking
get
us
out of
out,
here.
mate. We're
Kicking us
paying
out.
the bills.
Kalle, enjoy the rest of the time. We're looking forward to Saturday
you,
night,
Andrew.
and
Good to
always a
see you,
pleasure
mate.
to speak to you.
Good
Thanks,
to see you,
Kalle.
pal.
Thank you. You too.